Hey guys, it's Miss Connor back with another week of iReady helpful tip videos. I hope these are helping. It seems like they are. So yeah, I can't believe that it's the start of week 6. That also means that it's been 6 weeks since I've gotten to see you. I love that some of your parents are sending me pictures. A couple people have lost teeth, and I just love seeing them all, and I miss you guys so much. Anyways, today's video I'm going to be making is a video that goes along with the iReady lesson, connecting words and pictures in a text. Last week we did the iReady lesson, connecting words and pictures in a story. Remember, I showed you the paper that I had drawn a picture of Leo in the bathtub, and we had gone over some of that. And for the most part, everybody did really well on the iReady lesson. This week, however, when I reviewed the lesson, it seems like it might be a little tricky, so just bear with me, watch the video, and we're going to do a great job. So this week, the difference between this week and last week was a story. It was pretend, fiction, something that's not real. This week, it's a text. A text is a piece of nonfiction, like when we read a book with facts about frogs or bats, spiders. I could give you facts about dogs. So it gives you facts, which sometimes might be a little harder for you to follow along with, but I'm going to give you some great tips on just how to do that. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I want to remind you guys of is to make sure and turn on the speakers. Now, I don't know about from your computer, but whenever I preview the lessons, the speakers are never turned on. So I'm going to remind you one more time. Okay, when you're looking at your lesson, you're going to click. On mine, it doesn't show the speaker. So if the speaker is gone, click on the gear. Then click this. It says off right now. You're going to click, and it will make it look like this. Make it look blue, and it'll say on. Then you can tap the speaker buttons to listen. That way they come up. So if they're up in the beginning, great. Tap them and listen to the whole story. If they're not, follow those directions clicking on the gear, and it will bring up the speaker buttons. So anyways, I want you to make sure you go through the entire passage, clicking on the speaker buttons. Even my excellent readers, you can read it first by yourself, and I still want you to go back and click all of the speaker buttons just to make sure, because honestly, some of the texts that are included in this week's lessons have some really challenging words if you're reading it. So just be extra careful, especially my fast readers, and make sure you're also listening to each of the sections, the paragraphs of the text. Also, please do the same thing with the question and the answers. Even if you can read them, I still want you to also listen to them. So just be extra careful, boys and girls. Okay, sorry if I keep looking over here. I have some extra notes. Oh, I did also want to tell you, let me see if I took a picture of it. I think I did. Yes. So, boys and girls, if it says one of the first questions that you will see in the iReady lesson, it will ask you if you know a certain vocabulary word. Now, this is just to give you some extra information. It's not going to mark you right or wrong. It's just wanting to really help you. So I had taken a picture of my screen here, and it said, do you know what a passage is? And it had said, my choices were, a passage is a place with no openings. A passage is a way to get in or out. And then there's this question. So what I want you to do, if you know what a passage is, wonderful. If you don't, I don't want you just to guess, because if you get it right, it's not going to explain it for you. If you're not sure, and even if you do think you know, click on the question mark. when you click on the question mark right here, it brings up and it tells you a little more information about what a passage is or whatever word they're asking you. And it will tell you more information. That way you have a better shot when you are answering the questions later. Even I clicked on the question mark just so that I could get a better understanding of the word. So that's just something I wanted to throw in really quick. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is minimize myself. That means make myself smaller. And I'm going to bring up a picture. And the first picture I'm going to bring up is a picture of a desert. So here's the picture. And I'm going to read you a passage. And you can listen. And then I'll ask you some questions. Okay, so as I read, look at the picture. And then you can kind of think and imagine what's going on. A cactus is a type of plant. So I'm going to stop there for just a moment. In my head, if I'm wondering, what's a cactus? I'm going to look and see, well, it just said it's a type of plant. So I know plants are green sometimes. I'm going to say that that's this. This right here is a cactus, everybody. And these down here, there's some. Okay. A cactus is a type of plant. It grows in very dry places like the desert. A cactus doesn't look like most other plants. It's covered with lots of sharp points called spines that will prick your finger if you touch them. Okay, now boys and girls, I want you to say the answers after I ask the question. So say it out loud on your end of the screen. You can say it to a family member. You can say it to me. You can say it to yourself. But I want you to practice answering these questions so that when you're doing it on your iReady lesson in a little bit, you will be confident. So it says, what is a cactus? I'll read to you one more time and you be listening for what is a cactus. A cactus is a type of plant. It grows in very dry places like the desert. A cactus doesn't look like many other plants. Did you hear the answer, boys and girls? What is a cactus? I hope that you heard a cactus is a plant. We know these are cactuses. They're green, they need sunlight, and they have roots that go under the ground. It is a plant. Where does a cactus grow? Now, you can use the picture, or you could use the information from the text that I read to you. And honestly, I hope you use both. It says, I'll read it again. Where does the cactus grow? And the text, if I was listening to this on an iReady lesson, I would click on the speaker again and it would tell me, a cactus is a type of plant. It grows in very dry places like the desert. Oh, and I would stop and say, ooh, I heard the word grow. It grows in dry places. All right, boys and girls, here we are going to go to another picture and I want you to do the same thing. I'm going to show you this picture of the lake and I will read to you and talk to you about that. So the first thing I wanted to do was to ask you, do you know what a lake is? Remember, don't just guess because on iReady, if you click on the question mark, that will tell you more information about it. A lake, boys and girls, is a body of water like this right here, this area of water right here that is surrounded by land. So some of you might have a lake behind your house. Some of you might have seen a lake at a park before. Usually you can fish in a lake or sometimes swim, but this is an example of a lake. Okay, listen as I read the passage to you, and then we'll go on to the questions. This is a lake in Canada. Many people think the lake is beautiful. It has mountains surrounding it and very clear, cold water. You can see right through the water to the bottom. People go to the lake in their spare time to enjoy the sunshine and the water. Okay, boys and girls, what detail or what part of the text does the picture show? So that's asking you what sentence that I just read to you is shown in the picture. What can you see? So I will read you the choices. Birds like to go in the lake. Now I want you to look in the picture and tell me, does the picture show you that birds like to go to the lake? No. Does the picture show you the lake is filled by rainwater? Now, it might be filled with rainwater, we don't know, but we know the picture does not show us that it's filled with rainwater. I don't see any sort of rain coming into the lake to show us that. So that wouldn't be the answer either. What about the last choice? People visit the lake to enjoy the water. Now, I'm noticing there's somebody in the lake right over here, and she went to the lake to enjoy the water. So that is a detail from the text that the picture is showing. Hopefully that makes sense to you, and hopefully you were thinking the same thing. Okay, let's try another one, boys and girls. Think about the whole text, and I'm going to read it to you again. Think about the whole text. That's the whole thing I read to you. What is the text mostly about? Remember, that's main idea. What is the text trying to tell you? What's the most important thing? Here's the text again. This is a lake in Canada. Many people think the lake is beautiful. It has mountains surrounding it and very clear cold water. You can see right through the water to the bottom. People go to the lake in their spare time to enjoy the sunshine and the water. Now, think about what the author of the text is trying to tell you. Okay, your first choice. Many people think the lake is beautiful. Choice number 2. The lake is in Canada. And choice number 3. It has mountains all around it. If you picked many people think the lake is beautiful, you are correct. That would be what it is mostly about. It does say in the text the lake is in Canada, and it also says there are mountains all around the lake, but most of the text is about how beautiful the people think the lake is. It tells us many people think the lake is beautiful. There's mountains, clear, cold water. People go to the lake to spend their spare time there. They enjoy the sunshine and the water. So most of the text is about the beautiful lake and people thinking that it's beautiful. Okay, and the last question is, look at the picture. So look right here on the screen. What part of the picture connects to this sentence? Which part of the picture goes along with this sentence? So listen to the sentence from the text. You can see right through the water to the bottom. So on iReady, they might have 3 different parts of the picture. They want you to pick the one that shows you can see right through the water to the bottom. Now, if I told you, let's see, this part right up here, see where my mouse is? That's part number 1. Does part number 1 show you can see right through the water to the bottom? Nope. Okay, what about part number 2? Over here. You can see right through the water to the bottom. I'm hoping you're saying yes. Let's make sure we look at choice number 3 just to make sure. And what if they picked over here? You can see right through the lake to the bottom. Nope, that picture isn't showing anything. Hopefully you picked choice number 2 that was right over here in the bottom corner where you can see through all the water. You can see through the water right to the bottom. Yes! Good job, boys and girls. I really hope that this has been helpful. Make sure you are using all of your learning resources in your brain, and make sure you are really looking at the pictures for all the clues possible, and also looking at the text, using those speaker buttons, and really focusing and doing your best. I know you will, and I love you lots. Bye, guys. See ya.